All right. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Yoga for Artists, Back, Shoulder, and Headache Relief. I'm Daniela from Student Health and Counseling Services. If you're not familiar with our office, we provide free short-term mental health counseling to registered students. We offer virtual and in-person sessions. And while we don't have medical services on campus, we do have a registered nurse as well who's able to meet with students around health-related questions and concerns, to find local specialists, and to learn about community resources. Our office also offers events and activities like this one on campus, so please feel free, if you're not already, follow us at SVA Student Health and SVA Nursing for updates. You can also check out our website, sva.edu/health, for information about making a counseling appointment at SVA, a list of community mental health providers outside of SVA, and for information about our school's health insurance. Thank you for joining us today, wherever you may be. And if you're watching this later, thank you for tuning in. I invite all of you to take a moment to just reflect on where you're at right now as we end the semester. It's December. Where are you at physically? Where are you at emotionally in this moment? Do a quick body scan just to see if you notice where you might be holding some tension or some tightness or some stress, and where you might be feeling some lightness or some ease or some release. And if you could do a quick mental health check and scan too, just to see what feelings are coming up for you today. Making space for really any feeling that you may have, or feelings that you may have, without any judgment or criticism or doubt. And just see if you can make space for that today and accept whatever it is that you're feeling at this moment, but also making space for the fact that that may change and shift right over the next few hours, few minutes, few days. We're really lucky to have Melissa Boo teaching our yoga class. Melissa has been teaching yoga and environmental studies for over 10 years and helping people reconnect with themselves, each other, and the planet. And here at SVA, she teaches environmental studies in the fall and sustainable food systems in the spring. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and pin Melissa's video now.
Sure thing. And now I'm unmuted. Hello. Thanks, Daniela. And thank you, everybody, for joining live and recorded. My name is Melissa, pronouns she, her. You might also see my cat wander by. His name is Chai, but he should not be too disruptive to us. But maybe a nice little animal cameo. Before we get going, a few things that I'd like to review before each class. First is to please consider this class a suggestion. You know your body best. You know if you have an injury in a particular shoulder or a history with having a difficult time moving in a particular direction. So please do take this all as suggestion and guidance, and listen to your own body. Nothing we do today is going to be too vigorous anyway. This is a relaxing, resetting class, particularly for headache relief and shoulder and neck relief. But if you do experience any feelings of pain, immediately you can just come back to a seated position or a more neutral stance, a standing, sitting, laying down on the back. And then last is, if you have any, I call these soft squares available, whether they are pillows, blanket, a sweatshirt, a towel. It can be nice to have on hand if we're doing poses that might be on the knees, on that joint. It's nice to add some cushion, underneath the head when we're laying down, or under the seat when we're seated. Optional, but I'd like to offer in the beginning, if you want to take a moment to grab something soft, this could be a good time. I'm going to use this right now as I find a comfortable seat and invite you all to do the same. A comfortable seat for you today might look like legs crossed. You could also extend the legs straight if that feels more comfortable today. You could bring the soles of the feet together. Take a moment just to try these options out. Observe what works best for you. And then you found a comfortable seat. Begin to bring attention to the spine and your posture. Notice if you can elongate the spine, almost imagining you can bring the crown of the head, the top of the head here, up toward the ceiling. In doing so, if you notice maybe the ribs are jutting out or you're leaning one way or the other, without any judgment, take a moment to observe, notice, and bring yourself to a more neutral stance. Ready? Find a soft gaze on the floor in front of you, or maybe close the eyes. And just as suggested, we'll take a moment for a quick body scan here. Without any judgment, without any feelings as much as possible attached to it, just noticing how the body feels today. Notice somewhere with tension. See if you can relax that holding or gripping. Scan the muscles in the face, the forehead, cheeks and jaw. Relax the chin, ear, the neck and shoulder. Relax the arms, wrists and hands. Releasing any gripping you might find. Relax any holding in the chest, the belly, the back, your seat, legs, and feet. Allowing the body to soften here, supported by the earth beneath. And to guide attention to breath. Just noticing the speed of the breath. Where it tends to go in the body, chest, belly, back, shoulders. Without judgment, just noticing. Deepen the breath. Inhaling deeply, filling lungs and belly. Exhale completely, letting all the breath go back out, nose or mouth. If you're ready, full inhale. And exhale. More full breath. Drop the chin down toward the chest, lowering your gaze. Notice any changes you might feel in the back of the neck or shoulders just with this small movement. On your inhale, rock the head over toward right shoulder. Fall back behind you. Exhale toward left shoulder. Down to center. Inhale, right shoulder. Up and back. Exhale, left shoulder. Down and center. Inhale, right. Up and back. Exhale, left. Down and center. And pause here for a moment. At your own pace, make circles in opposite direction. Linking movement with breath, inhaling toward shoulder. Up and back. Exhale, shoulder. Down. Two more. When you feel ready, lift the head, returning to neutral. And keep the eyes closed or open the eyes for a soft gaze. And then draw the tops of the shoulders up toward the ears, squeezing as high as you can go. Exhale, let the shoulders drop down the back. Making circles with shoulders. Now we'll move. Inhale, forward. Up to the ears. Exhale, back, drawing shoulder blades together on back body. And down and center. Inhale, shoulders forward. Up and back. Exhale. Down and center. Find 3 more rounds with your breath. Take a moment to bring attention to the legs. They are crossed. You can switch so opposite shin is in front. Or you might try bringing the soles of the feet together. Add some movement here with the torso now, making our way down, head, shoulders, into the torso. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips. Now hands to reach the floor and the head to hang head. You might add some traction here by pressing into the fingertips on the floor and pressing into your seat. So lengthening the spine along the back body here. Difference you can see. When you're ready, grounding through your seat, slowly roll your way back to a tall seat, stacking each vertebrae one at a time as you roll your way up. Take this 2 more rounds. Inhaling, reaching up through fingertips, grounding through seat. On your exhale, hinging forward, fingertips to floor. Let the head hang and press into seat. Find your full breath here. Walk the hands in as you slowly roll your way up. One more round when you're ready. Inhale to reach. Exhale, fold. Walk the hands in. Roll your way back to tall seat. Now this time, inhale, we'll lift the arms. Exhale, bring right hand to the floor at your side. Left arm reaches up and overhead. So now elongating through side body, armpit to hip. Bring the gaze up toward fingertips. And maybe even drawing that hand slightly back behind you, broadening through the chest here. On your inhale, come back to center. Both arms raised. Exhale, left hand to the floor. Right fingertips reach up and overhead, elongating side. If you notice the shoulders beginning to creep up toward the ear or hunching over, see if you can guide shoulder onto back body. And maybe extending those fingertips slightly behind you to broaden the chest. On your inhale, come back to center. Both arms raised. A little different this time. Exhale, left arm across front body over toward the right. Finding a twist. Take a moment to notice if you're leaning forward and see if you can adjust your twist to find that tall spine once more. Again, imagining crown of the head up toward the ceiling. Once the spine is set, adjust the limbs accordingly. No precise science here. Find what works for you today. When you're ready, inhale back to center. Exhale, twisting to the other side. A phrase I like to use in practicing observing without judgment that might be helpful for you here in your twist. So, my shoulders are really tight today. And that's okay. Oh, I'm not twisting as deep as I used to. And that's okay. A lot of times we make things out to develop a story around them. Not helpful. Bring it back to neutral. That's okay. Inhale, come back to center, arms reach up. And once more, exhale, fold, hinging. This time I invite you to bring the weight forward into your hands, making your way into tabletop. So again, this might be a nice place for a square to come underneath the knees. The hands will be directly under shoulders, knees under hips. Notice if the hands are wider or narrower than the shoulders. See if you can bring them directly in line. Similarly with the knees, take a moment to notice. It might be a wider or narrower stance than the hips. Take a moment to adjust upward. Continuing to warm up the spine here. On your inhale, we'll draw the heart forward between the upper arms. Let the gaze lift up and the belly drop. Imagine the tailbone drawing up toward the ceiling here. This is our cow pose. On your exhale, press into the earth, drawing shoulder blades apart as you round the spine and tuck the tailbone. The gaze drop down between the hands. Yoga, this is our cat pose, like a scaredy cat, rounding the spine. On your inhale, heart forward, belly drops, hips lift. On your exhale, round the spine, dropping the head, tucking the tailbone. Continue alternating here between these two poses. Moving with breath, inhaling up, gaze toward the ceiling. Exhale, round the spine. Engage the core here as you press air back out through your nose. And as you tuck that tailbone and round the spine. Move with your own rhythm here. Take one more round. Bring the spine back to neutral. Just a flat back here. And we'll draw the hips down toward the heels, lowering the body toward the floor. This is child's pose. Hips move to the heels. This might be comfortable for you today. Press into the earth just like we did earlier when we were hinging from the hips in our seated position. Or if it feels comfortable for you, you can lower the forehead down toward the floor, pillow, even stacking the hands on top of each other to rest the forehead. As you breathe here, it might be helpful to imagine breath moving into the back body, either side of the spine. When you're ready, please return back to tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. From here, send your right leg back behind you, tucking the toes to ground the foot. And gently rock forward and back here. It's like you're massaging the ball of the foot or the toes. Rocking forward and back. You can even shift weight from one side of the foot to the other, like big toe side, pinky toe side. Notice how that feels for you. You might notice sensation here in the calf or the hamstring. You just warm up the legs. Return to a still point. And lift that right leg up off the floor. Bring the foot between the hands toward the front of your mat. We're actually going to walk it over to replace the right hand, widening your stance. When you feel ready, inhale to lift the arms up off the ground. Let them rest on your leg. Or if you'd like to add more shoulder work, lift the arms up. And then exhale, guide the hips forward, finding a low lunge. You might notice sensation here in the left thigh. Perhaps the glutes or the hips. Moment to observe, without judgment, it's okay. And adjust accordingly as you need to feel a comfortable stretch. Full breath. And on an inhale, return back to neutral. So instead of leaning the hips forward, we're stacking hips over the knee. I have some options here. You can keep working with elongating the spine. That's helpful for your shoulders and neck for today. Another option would be to find a twist. Bringing the arms to the heart, elbows out to either side. And then guiding the shoulders over toward your right side. You might stay here upright, or you might bring left elbow toward the right knee and thigh. Lots of options, find what works best for you. When you're ready, return hands back down to the ground and lower right knee back down to the floor. A moment to return to your version of tabletop for today. And then send left leg back behind you. Once more, tucking the toes. And then rocking forward and back on ball of the foot. I like to incorporate the stretch because we also get a little movement in the wrist here as we're rocking forward and back. As artists, we're often using this upper part of the body to be nice to incorporate movement for a moment. Again, if you want to alternate on sides of the foot as you rock here, you're welcome to do so. Make our way now back to that low lunge prep. So replacing the left hand with the left foot. Very present to left foot as you rise up. Hands can rest on the top of the thigh or reach up, elongating the spine. Notice shoulder creeps, see if you can bring them back then. Deep inhale here. Exhale, guide hips forward. Just as you need for today, we'll hold here for 5 breaths. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. 4. Back to neutral. And your options here to continue reaching up and finding length, or finding a twist for you today. Hands to the heart, elbows out, shoulders away from the ears. You turn the torso over toward the left. And either stay here or bring elbow down toward the left. Connect with your breath. Stay here a few more moments. Softening the gaze, muscles in the face. Full breath. Wherever you're at, replace hands back down to the floor. Return left knee back behind you. Return to child's pose. Lowering hips down toward the heels. And you can stay here pressing into earth. Or lowering forehead down toward. And for all of us to find a way to bring the forehead either down to the floor or to hands or arms. If the forehead is already resting on the floor, hang tight. Continue to breathe. And if you've been working here and would like to make your way closer to the floor, you could first try stacking the fists on top of each other, resting forearms on the earth. Or if you almost want to make your way down, you can stack the forearms on top of each other as well. A little bit lower than stacking this. With the forehead resting on either of these surfaces. I invite you to rock the head from side to side. I'm setting up just so that you can see. I'm just rocking the head side to side. Giving yourself a little massage across the forehead. You could also come up to a seat if that's more comfortable. And just guide the fingertips across the forehead. From child's pose, you can press your way back up and into your seat. Just like we did at the beginning of class today, finding a tall, comfortable seat. I want to offer us a few more self-massage practices through yoga that we can use specifically for headache relief. It's a neck and shoulder tension. I'm going to come just a little bit closer to the camera so that you can see my hands in more detail. You can stay seated where you are. And the first is to begin with bringing pointer fingers right above the eyebrows. Just very gently drawing pointer fingers over toward the temples. You're following the path of your eyebrows here to either side of the head. You can make small circles here. Moving from the temples. You make your way just a few inches lower down to the jaw. And again, here making small circles. And adjust the pressure for what feels best for today. And last point here. Bring the thumbs now underneath the jaw to meet below the chin. Give you a little massage here. Now moving toward the neck. I'm going to demonstrate here. I call this piano fingers, as if you were playing the piano. You can bring that to the back of the neck behind you, drawing the elbows out. Fingertips rest on the back of the neck. And just moving the fingers here. Along either side of the neck, right and left. Even tops of the shoulders. When you feel ready, please bring your hands back up toward the ceiling. Exhale, lower to the floor, either side. This time, inhale, arms reach, and cross the hands. Exhale, lower hands back down. A little more mobility in the shoulders on back body. Inhale, reach arms up. More crossing the wrists. Exhale. We'll find some more shoulder circles here, moving with breath. 5 shoulder circles. When you're ready, you can lay down on your floor. I'll take a moment to show you, but then I will sit back up just so that you can hear my voice. You can stay laying on the ground and I'll guide you. Laying down, bring the soles of the feet to the floor, knees pointing up toward the ceiling. Just let the knees rock from side to side. You're making windshield wipers with the legs. Bring the knees back to center. And then guide them in toward the chest that you can hug the knees. Hands can come to the tops of the knees, the backs of the knees. And we'll rock here from right to left, massaging back into the earth. Begin to make circles here with the knees. And then circles in opposite direction. When you're ready, find still point at center. And you can stay here or rounding the spine, draw forehead up toward the knees, seed. We'll over these legs down the mat or the floor, extending legs long. And then reach arms overhead, full body stretch. And flex the feet, drawing toes toward the nose. Reach out through each fingertip. And when you're ready, allow the arms to release on either side of the body, palms facing up. Maybe walking the shoulder blades a little closer together on back body. So you can broaden the chest. Relax the feet. Relax the palms and fingers. Once more, scan the body here. Full body supported by the earth. Release any remaining muscular holding or tension. Relaxing the face, forehead, jaw, cheeks and chin. Relaxing ears, neck and shoulders. Arms, wrists, palms, and fingers. Any gripping or holding here. Relaxing chest, belly, back. Hips, glutes, legs, and feet. Each exhale, allowing the body to soften. Welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. want to invite you to take just a moment to thank yourself. Coming to yoga today, taking some time to take care of your body and mind. It's important for us to develop that relationship with ourselves. And today you've had a little quality time. Thank you all for showing up too. And hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you all so much. Have a good rest of your day, a good weekend, and hopefully we'll see you in the spring semester. Take good care of yourselves and each other, and see you soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.